If you are over 50 and eating fruit every day, you may be making a mistake that could cost you your health, your independence, or even your life. Most people over 50 are putting their health at risk each morning, thinking they are making smart choices when in fact, that innocent fruit on their plate might be quietly pushing them toward a hospital bed. Let me ask you, have you ever switched to healthy snacks like fruit, hoping to protect your heart or manage your weight? Maybe you cut out cookies and cake and replaced them with fruit salads or daily morning smoothies. But what if I told you that, after age 50, some fruits can quietly worsen blood sugar, strain your kidneys, stiffen your arteries, or even make your brain fog worse? Think about how many friends or neighbors have suddenly faced new health problems, a surprise diabetes diagnosis, a heart issue out of nowhere, or kidney test results that just kept getting worse. How many of them thought they were doing everything right, following advice to eat more fruit, never realizing that for older adults, the wrong fruit can act almost like a silent toxin, especially as your metabolism slows down and your body loses its resilience. What if the healthy food you trust is quietly working against you? Why aren't we hearing more about this from doctors or in the news? Why do food companies keep advertising heart-healthy snacks to seniors while real risks go unmentioned? My hope today is that you finish this video ready to make empowered choices, because the difference between aging gracefully and years of medication, mental decline, or being hobbled by health issues can be as simple as what fruit you pick in the produce section. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Here is the truth. Not all fruits are created equal, especially as we age. While fruits are packed with nutrients, some can deliver dangerous amounts of sugar, acid, or potassium that the aging body can no longer process as efficiently. Your pancreas is less efficient than it once was. Your kidneys struggle a bit more. The buffer your arteries once enjoyed is thinner now. If you do not adjust, you might notice extra weight that will not budge, cholesterol creeping upward, dizzy spells, or sudden digestive problems that seem to come out of nowhere. And you would not be alone. Studies suggest millions of adults over 60 face daily complications triggered by the very health foods they once trusted. Let's get into the 4 fruits those over 50 should approach with extreme caution. If you eat any of these daily, I urge you to stay with me and learn why they become riskier as you age and what you can do instead for real, lasting health. First up is a fruit that many call the king of healthy snacks, featured in everything from breakfast bowls to tropical smoothies. The mango. Mangoes are delicious and packed with vitamins, but for older adults, hidden inside that juicy flesh is a sugar load that can trigger silent damage. A typical medium-sized mango contains about 45 grams of sugar. That is more than you would find in a can of soda. For someone in their 20s, that sugar is processed faster, but for those over 50, insulin sensitivity can drop by nearly 30%. According to research in diabetes care, that means your blood sugar can spike higher and stay elevated longer, setting off a chain reaction, damaging delicate blood vessels, stiffening your arteries, and over time, feeding the process that leads to type 2 diabetes. Let me share Harold's story. Harold, a retired teacher in his 70s, loved having fresh mango every morning in his oatmeal. Within 6 months, his doctor warned him that his blood sugar and A1C were creeping toward the diabetic range. He had gained weight despite no changes elsewhere in his diet, and every time he checked his morning blood sugar, it was higher than he expected. It was only when he cut back on high-sugar fruits, swapping his daily mango for lower-sugar options, that he saw his energy and lab results begin to improve. The reality is, for people over 50, mangoes are not the harmless dessert they seem. Those with slowing metabolism or even borderline blood sugar can tip into dangerous territory simply by including this fruit too often. For those wanting to protect their arteries and keep diabetes at bay, it is vital to rethink mangoes as an occasional treat, not a daily staple. But if you think mangoes are problematic, the next fruit on this list is even more sneaky. especially for those worried about heart or kidney health. Bananas have long been advertised as a perfect and portable snack, nature's multivitamin, full of potassium and quick energy. Yet for older adults, bananas often deliver a double hit in the sugar and potassium department, both of which can quietly create serious complications. Let's break it down. One medium banana delivers about 27 grams of carbohydrates and over 14 grams of sugar. Add to that nearly 450 milligrams of potassium. For the younger, active body, that is usually not a problem. But after 50, insulin resistance increases and the kidneys may lose their former efficiency. A study from the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that seniors with even mild decreases in kidney function face double the risk of dangerously high potassium, known as hyperkalemia, when they ate potassium-rich fruits regularly. Hyperkalemia can cause irregular heartbeats, fatigue, and in severe cases, sudden cardiac complications. Let me tell you about Eleanor, who prided herself on eating clean and kept bananas in her purse at all times. At 70, her kidney function was not perfect, but her doctor never warned her about fruit. Within months, blood tests revealed her potassium was dangerously high. She began experiencing muscle weakness, and an EKG revealed early abnormalities her doctor traced back, in part to her daily banana habit. What does this mean for you? If you are over 50, and especially if you have borderline blood sugar or any kidney concerns, eating bananas every day may be quietly putting strain you do not feel until it is too late. You don't have to cut out bananas completely, but moderation and awareness of other dietary potassium sources become essential. It's often better not to rely on one fruit every day, but to vary your choices to avoid overwhelming your system. The third fruit on this list may surprise you. Pineapple is another beloved fruit that seems innocent sunshine in a bowl, loaded with vitamin C. But beneath that sweet and tangy taste lies a combination of high natural sugar, acidity, and enzymes that can be tough on the aging body. Just 1 cup of pineapple chunks brings about 16 grams of sugar. But more concerning for older adults is the citric acid and a powerful enzyme called bromelain. As we age, the lining of the digestive tract becomes thinner and heals more slowly. Research in clinical interventions in aging has shown that acidic and enzyme-rich fruits like pineapple may increase acid reflux, heartburn, and, in some cases, even contribute to the development of ulcers in seniors. If you experience discomfort, burning, or digestive upset after eating pineapple, take note. Your body is sending you an early warning sign. Richard, a 68-year-old retiree, started ending his days with a big bowl of pineapple, hoping it would help his vitamin C levels. Within weeks, he developed nightly heartburn and eventually was diagnosed with esophageal irritation. His doctor explained that pineapple's combination of acid and digestive enzymes was too harsh for his aging gut, and suggested choosing lower acid alternatives. With that small change, Richard's symptoms improved and his digestion felt noticeably calmer. Even more, for those with kidney issues, the potassium in pineapple, while usually healthy for younger adults, can build up and trigger new problems if the kidneys are compromised. This is why, after midlife, pineapple should be used carefully and not as a daily habit for those with any digestion or kidney concerns. Now we arrive at the top of our use caution list with a fruit many assume is a superfood. Kiwi, often praised for its vitamin C and bright flavor, may be more problematic for seniors than you ever realize. Kiwi is extremely acidic, and its unique enzymes, like actinidin, become harsher on the digestive lining with age. A 2018 study observed that seniors eating more acidic fruits experienced nearly twice as much reflux and digestive discomfort as those who did not. But there's more. Kiwis also have a notable amount of oxalates, a compound that, over time, can contribute to kidney stone formation, especially in those with other risk factors. And for the nearly 60% of older adults taking blood thinners like warfarin or daily aspirin, kiwi can subtly raise the risk of easy bruising or bleeding, thanks to its enzyme mix. If you have ever noticed unexplained bruises or lingering bleeding after a small cut, and you eat kiwi often. This may be connected. Consider Haggins, a 74-year-old woman who loved kiwi in her morning yogurt. Over a few months, she developed worsening acid reflux, saw fresh bruises on her arms, and even experienced a bleeding stomach ulcer. Her care team linked her symptoms, especially the bleeding risk, to her daily kiwi, which interacted with her prescribed aspirin. So while kiwi sounds great on paper for anyone over 60, the combination of stomach acid, kidney risk, and bleeding makes it a fruit best reserved for special occasions, if at all. Especially if you already have digestive sensitivity or take blood-thinning medication. If you've made it this far, you might be wondering, once you set aside those risky fruits, what can you actually enjoy each day that helps, not harms your health? Let's look at 4 fruits that research and real-world experience suggest may be among the best for seniors aiming to protect their heart, blood vessels, digestion, and energy after 50. First on the list is dragon fruit, a dramatic-looking fruit with bright magenta skin and white or red speckled insides. While it looks exotic, dragon fruit actually contains less sugar than most tropical fruits, which is a blessing for blood sugar regulation. It also brings a generous amount of fiber, about 7 grams per cup, which can help with steady blood sugar, regular digestion, and even support a healthy gut microbiome. A study in Frontiers in Nutrition found that older adults who boosted fiber intake through fruit saw lower cholesterol and a 21% reduction in heart problems. Irene, a 70-year-old retired school principal, used to crave sweets in the afternoon. Swapping cookies for slices of dragon fruit made her feel fuller. Her digestion improved, and her energy became much more consistent through the day. That simple change didn't just satisfy her sweet tooth. It actively supported her body's aging process. Next up is the humble guava, often overlooked but packed with nutrients. Guava contains more than twice your daily vitamin C needs, which supports immune strength as we age when natural defenses decline. It's also filled with soluble fiber, making it a gentle friend for digestion, and it has a low glycemic load for supporting stable blood sugar. In one clinical trial, older adults who incorporated guava every day had better blood sugar levels and lower cholesterol compared to those who stuck with higher sugar fruits. Samuel, a grandfather in his late 60s, welcomed guava into his morning routine after struggling with blood sugar swings. Within 3 months, his fasting readings stabilized, aches and pains eased, and he found himself with fresh energy to keep up with his rowdy grandchildren during visits. For those wanting sweetness without harmful spikes, guava offers a protective option. The next fruit is pomegranate, which has some of the most powerful research supporting its ability to protect arteries in the heart as we grow older. Packed with polyphenols, especially punicalagins, pomegranate acts almost like a gentle scrub brush for aging blood vessels. A study published in Clinical Nutrition observed that daily pomegranate juice reduced the thickness of carotid arteries by almost 30% after just 1 year. That's an amazing result, given how little dietary changes usually impact major age-related processes. Edward, a 72-year-old former smoker, added pomegranate juice to his afternoons after his heart doctor recommended it as an alternative to soda. After a few months, he felt new stamina walking upstairs and sharper focus during his morning reading. His cholesterol profile improved, and his cardiologist called the change remarkable. Pomegranate's power is not just hype. It is consistent with decades of research showing benefits for brain and heart, blood flow, lower inflammation, and better circulation. For seniors worried about strokes, heart attacks, or cognitive slowdown, it is one of the safest fruits to have daily, as long as you avoid sweetened commercial versions. The #1 daily fruit for older adults, though, may surprise you: lychee. That small, spiky red fruit often seen in Asian markets is a nutritional powerhouse for the aging body. 1 cup contains over 100% of your daily vitamin C, which aids in powering up immune defenses, supporting skin repair, and fighting joint aches due to oxidation. It is also rich in a compound called oliginol, which research suggests supports better blood flow and lighter step in seniors. Margaret, A 71-year-old with swelling in her legs and stubborn fatigue hesitated to try lychee at first. Mixing it into her routine about 2 times per week showed dramatic changes in how quickly her legs felt lighter on walks, and her energy rebounded. Her doctor was happy with improvements in her skin and circulation during routine checks. Of course, moderation matters. Fresh lychee is best, as canned fruit often adds sugar, which negates benefits. When enjoyed regularly alongside a balanced diet, lychee may support vascular health, boost antioxidant levels, and add variety to your table. What can we learn from all this? After 50, your body's needs and vulnerabilities shift. The fruits you relied on in your 30s and 40s may quietly turn burdensome if you keep eating them the same way every day. The key is not to fear fruit, but to choose with intention, prioritizing options your body can handle and rotating them to prevent harmful buildup of sugar, potassium, or acids. Now, as you plan your breakfasts or snacks this week, think about the quiet changes you could make to ease the strain on your blood sugar, kidneys, and circulation. Replacing dangerous fruit habits with better options is not about denial. It is about setting yourself up for years of active, independent living. Your health is precious, and small changes now can mean more freedom and fewer regrets in the years ahead. If you found this information eye-opening, consider subscribing for more practical videos designed for your health after 50. Share your experience or question in the comments. I personally read through them all and may answer you in a future video. And if you know someone over 50 who thinks all fruit is automatically safe, pass this on. It could be the simple wisdom that changes their story too. Stay well, choose wisely, and I will see you in the next video on living better after 50.